AI tools have been accused of violating copyrights.
Yeah.
It's innumerable. Just in India that I'm aware of, and I'm actually fighting a case for a client who claims that his information. So he's written a book, okay, and the information from the book was quoted in the AI answer, and the person who had done the prompts and who had gotten the answer from AI actually ended up presenting it as part of his project, which is very normal. I think students nowadays are using AI tools and are using it for their projects, right? So this was one of the issues. I think now we have a Digital Data Protection Act, which overlaps into another question as well, but I won't venture there. And we also had, in India, we have an Information Technology Act. I think there's a similar act here as well, which places, um, which places liability on intermediaries. You have platforms such as Facebook, Instagram. These are known as intermediaries as per the technology law. So there is already reliance on these technology, on these platforms of filtering and securing copyrighted information. That is a similar thing. That is a similar level of liability being assigned to AI tools today in terms of violation of copyrights as a intermediary, as defined under statute. So I think, ma'am, that is one question, one implication on IPR. But I think going forward, the regulations also need to adapt to AI coming in.
So maybe just a follow-up before Mr. Godwin, you get to answer. So my question is, if once I use AI, is the output my work? The output my work? Because I think that will now bring us to that issue of intellectual property rights. Is the output my work? Would I be able to say that I own this output as my work?
No. No, that is the question which is pending, and that is what I have put forth in the court as well. By putting in prompts and generating information through AI, neither you nor the AI tool, which is the intermediary, owns the copyright of the information. Which is why if you see even a year ago, if you used Google Gemini, okay, and you had it used to give answers. Now if you guys just take your phone out and try typing something in Google and you get an answer from the AI Gemini, it will show you the sources for each paragraph below it. That was a result of litigation, not by itself. So to avoid copyrights, they started quoting the source below each and every paragraph of answer. So you do not become the owner of that information, to answer your question.
Thank you so much. Godin?
Thank you very much. I think I'll move to the next question now that we've started from the last one, coming back to the first one. There's a question that was raised on confidentiality and using AI tools, like when recording client meetings or maybe during sessions. And I think this question borders more around AI governance. And I have one question that I need to ask the room, and probably just by show of hands, how many of us in this room have an AI policy that guides them on how to use AI, especially when it comes to client work, whether at a law firm level or at an individual level? By show of hands. Great. And you see the hands that remain down, that shows it's a reflection of what is happening, you know. So we are using tools, but we don't have a proper governance structure around it. And I'll give an example. When you're running a law firm, probably of 5 to 10 associates, and all of you are using AI. So each one of you using different AI, some using paid version AI, others using free version, you know. Where does that put the client's work? And I love what Effie said in her opening remarks when she said the submissions were drawn and filed by her boss. You know, so it means someone bears the responsibility. You get the point? So when you don't have an AI policy, that is what is going to happen. Because once you have an AI policy, you'll choose which tool and which subscription you're using for client work, you know, which means any client work that is being used can be audited and know who did that work and what the prompts were at some point if they uploaded client information, you know, so it becomes easier. And then on the other aspect is around transparency. How many of us, when we are joining Google Meet or any other virtual meeting and we invite our AI note takers, how many of us inform the participant that you are recording using an AI tool? So you see, in this regard, you're collecting people's information without their consent. It becomes a loophole that will land you in trouble. You know, so when you're having an AI policy, it will tell you how transparent you're supposed to be, which tools you're going to use as a firm or you as an individual. You know, and things to do with governance. And then there's that aspect even what transparency does not just narrow down to you telling the client that you're using AI to take minutes of a meeting. It includes you telling them how much of their work you're going to use with AI. Because you don't want to find yourself in a place where a client is taking you to court for having used AI in their matters without their consent. And that's where the aspect of AI governance and AI policy is very important.
Saksham, as we finish this conversation, I want you to just discuss on three things. Number one, ethical use of AI from our colleague. That's number one. Number two, Ms. Lynn asked, which tool should I use? Maybe that's a place. I know it's more of a rabbit hole, but then that's a place also you two will be able to speak about your products that you have today. Yeah. And number three, what my Bible council asked: how can we police the judges?
The last question
Who are
I
using
would
AI?
avoid. I would avoid the last question. The bar and bench share a special relationship. I stand to uphold that relationship. But yes, so very rightly someone spoke about ethical and responsible use of AI. And just 30 seconds on someone's question on agentic AI as well. There was a question on agentic AI. Earlier, like you mentioned, there's something called generative AI, open source AI, and agentic AI. Agentic AI is nothing but an AI which does takes multiple steps and does multiple actions to deliver the product to you. Most of the tools that we coming to Ms. Lynn's question as well, most of the tools that we are looking at are agentic AIs, agentic AI tools, okay, that at the back end do multiple functions, such as summarizing. For example, in speaking in our terms, you give a judgment, you ask it to summarize, identify certain legal questions, understand what are the grounds against which you can appeal those answers which are held. So there are multiple steps involved. Agentic AI does multiple steps for you. Okay, there are multiple prompts that are engineered at the back end, which help you arrive. That is agentic AI. Coming to the tools, there is a little conflict of interest over here for me, because I am a co-founder of a legal research tool here, and honored that it's being used here in Kenya for the past 1 year. So I would just say that I'll take the names of all the competitors as well. I believe all are good tools and offer some good solutions, depending on whatever is your weakest point. If you think you need some help in research, take a tool. If you need some help in drafting more than that, try that tool. So we have something, I mean, Lexworth is one such. There is, I've seen there's something called Sharia. I think Law Africa has come out with a tool, which is again, so all of these are except Sharia is more on the case management side, which would help you manage your cases. Then the other two are mostly
Yes.
What was the third one?
Yes, got in.
Yeah, so just to pick up and respond to Lynn's question, I'll say Lynn and anyone else with similar concerns, before we talk about the tools, kindly after this session, reach out. Let's do proper pain point. We understand what you want, you know, because again, all of us are, each tool will have different aspects. Once we come, we have a tailor-made session with you. We understand what you want to achieve. Then from there, we can guide you to which exact tool that can help you.
Just to answer, because we are all young lawyers, but we have to show respect. Our senior counsel had a question that how can AI mimic me, as in having your personal choices. So I think providing context, which my friend had spoken about, providing context with regard to your work, with regard to example. So most of the tools that I was talking about that are dedicated for lawyers, for legal professionals, would be an ideal fit because they are trained tool. I'm talking about the tools that have been made here and are designed for lawyers because they are designed so keeping in mind what would want to think.
Maybe as we finish, Saksham, what goodies have you come with for the young lawyers through the Able Efi Sheila and the young lawyers community?
So, upon request from the president of the society, we want all the young lawyers. So there is going to be an offer for all young lawyers to access and have subsidized subscriptions for Lexworth AI. Okay, and more details on that, I would leave it to the council member. They are more adept at sharing news with you guys. But yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Saksham. Makofi kwa Saksham.